Hello. Oh, we're live. Did I say hello first for the first time? I usually say something about we're live. That's the first thing I say. Wow, I'm really screwing up my perfectionism, which is good. Because so is the chapter I'm on. This is part 17 of my AKUMU mode playthrough. Part 16 was the beginning of chapter 12. And part 17 is a continuation. The parts, again, have nothing to do with what chapter I'm on. I just never know how I'm going to divide them. I did say in my previous playthrough, now I stopped part 16 at a checkpoint that I found myself becoming frustrated about or over. And knowing full well that, you know, I'd start part 17 on this checkpoint and I could die over and over again. In fact, I could have an entire part of just me dying on one section. And that could happen. This is a live broadcast. This is not a video I'm making, so, you know, where I can go back and edit and do whatnot. And I have found a lot of useful walkthroughs that have been made, and it's interesting. I mean, I don't know how to video edit it, and I don't know how to do that. And it's just for me, I also think, like, the way that I guess what I'm doing is, like, I don't know, I'm just throwing something out there as a, including all the deaths, live broadcast, and, you know, anything I'm going through while playing on this mode, even though it is the second time. Kind of gives more of a, it's more of an experience, I suppose, than a walkthrough. There are parts where I have tips and advice, and then there are parts where I'm kind of at a loss. So I enjoy chatting with people as well. You can see I'm loading this. This is what I'm loading, is the autosave. You can see here chapter 12 is the beginning. How much time has elapsed? 2 hours. Chapter 12 actually isn't that long. You can see, I guess, judging by the time that's went by, some of the frustrations I've encountered for myself. I didn't expect this chapter to be going on for this long, and it is, and that's just the way it is. As you can see, it's on AKUMU difficulty, and this isn't on a New Game Plus, otherwise there'd be a clear sign. So when I started this from the beginning, it was, you know, starting fresh without anything. I am upgrading along the way. And again, this is the point. I'm gonna load this, and beforehand when I stopped because I was frustrated and wanted to take a break. I kind of wanted to. There was like half of me that wanted to just do it, so when I came back to the broadcast, I could start chapter 13. But and I said if I happen to get through this quickly, maybe I'll just segue right into chapter 13. I might do that. I might not. It depends. Sometimes it has to do with just even the descriptions I put on the video on the bottom. I don't want them to become complicated, but yeah, I mean, if I managed to get through this quickly, I mean, I might just segue into it, because there really isn't a lot left in this chapter. It's just that for me, this particular checkpoint, even on my first playthrough, was I had a lot of frustrations with. So I don't have any clear way of getting through this. Some of this is, I don't know, it's hard to say. All of the checkpoints are the same in every mode. It's, I don't know how to explain it. For this part, I just hope that I can get through this. And me standing here is not going to make it go quicker, but oh, here we go again. I was saying when I ended the last broadcast, now I don't want to do this in a way where I'm blowing a lot of ammo. It's just thinking ahead, even when I get up to the machine gun, how easy it is on this mode to die. You know, I don't want people crawling on the sides up on the machine gun cart. I mean, they can touch me and it's over. I never quite understand this. I mean, I could die right now. Sometimes I manage to do this and crawl through this fine, which I did right there, and I easily could have died, and I don't know if that's the best way to go about it. I just know that when you can sprint across from left to right. You can also have the gun destroy some of the other cars and maybe get through. I just know if he destroys that red car in front of me, that sort of gives me, it's blocking me right now from him. Now I do this so I can attract the enemies towards the barrel, so when I get there, they're more or less like, I don't want them climbing on the sides. So they'll all go run over there. I just want... I'm probably gonna stun them anyway. Even though I probably don't have to, I guess... I'm just having even trouble getting through this first part. And again, I don't know why I have to do this, but I find I have to run toward this in order to not die. I'm going to fire a harpoon bolt this time because it's quiet. And maybe this won't alert the enemies. Okay, I guess... I don't know if they stayed near the barrel. Looks like they didn't. Man. Oh, they're all coming over here now. That's no good. Oh no, I'm not happy about this. This is probably not the best tactic. I'm really not... Now some of them are stunned. There's a guy on the side here, and I don't like that. See, the guy on the side just got up and punched me, and that's over. I'm not... It seems to be any time I get on top of the machine gun. Yeah, and it feels like this is something I can do. I can come at this, you know, and get through it without dying. And then look back on it in retrospect, or not even look back on it because it wasn't a problem. This was a problem on my first playthrough for me. It was kind of frustrating, but I'm having a problem even getting past the first wave of enemies, and all I have to do is kind of keep doing this and not let myself get frustrated, because I don't know. I don't have any clear, concrete answer here, and I don't even know if shooting this barrel, I mean, it seemed to help me beforehand, and I don't know if I'm just not doing this quick enough. I mean, maybe I should be running quicker and just doing it quicker so the enemies don't...
Gotta get my hands on that machine gun.
Okay, they are all over there. I guess I just had to do it a little quicker, and I can't get up here, and that's not good. Come on. Man, I can't see through this thing. There's always somebody else that I'm missing. And I cannot see at all. I can't see anything. Oh my god. Yeah, I could feel like I'm really tense during doing that. I mean, and, I figured, I don't know what to say. I mean, I got hit by the dynamite. I mean, that's one of the dangers. When the waves of enemies come out, as long as I get through the first one, I know that's a potential danger. I mean, and for me, one of the problems is being on that machine gun. Really, I mean, I can't. The visibility of it, the maneuvering the turret and doing whatever. It's just, I don't know. It's just it. Again, you know what? This entire chapter is probably my worst moment playing through this playthrough. And it only gets worse from here. No, hopefully not. I guess I just have to do this quickly, because they do get attracted to the barrel, like I said. I guess I can't wait around, though.
Gotta get my hands on that machine gun.
Come on, hurry up. Well, I did better with timing. I start firing this and I cannot see anything. I feel like I get through this, it's gonna be luck in a way, because I really can't see anything. I feel like I'm just wildly firing this. I mean, it just feels like I'm just going to keep doing this until I get it. And again, when I do get it, it's not going to be probably a good guide for it. I just can't. I think it's just the entire checkpoint. I mean, I feel better about getting up to the machine gun itself. The moment I get on it, though, I mean, I start firing. It's just difficult to maneuver the turret, and the visibility is just not good, and I mean, I seem to be getting better at finding that pattern right there. I mean, and again, in the beginning, I kept dying over and over until I found, I don't know how to call it. I mean, I feel weird even saying the right way to walk across that, because I feel like, in some respects, I almost feel like any way I walk across that, the way that the gun is positioned, I should just die every single time. I mean, well, obviously that would make the game unplayable, but, and running up to the vehicle like that, I mean, it's counterintuitive. But really, if I try to like sneak up to the vehicle, I wind up dying. And right there, I died because I crouched down too soon. In fact, I probably don't have to crouch down at all. But that's just for me kind of counterintuitive. Again, like counterintuitive. Like I feel like I've snuck my way past, and I don't feel like I'm being noticed because he keeps firing the gun straight forward. Which again, crossing this path right here, you can run across it, but then the gun starts following you, he notices you, and things start blowing up. You see, I am walking like right in line of... Now, if I had done that in a different way and I had moved to the left or the right a little bit more, I could have been blown to pieces, which... Again, in one way, it seems like even if I crossed the way I just did, which worked, I should be blown to pieces. The gun just seems direct... I don't know. Yeah, I guess I just run up to this. I mean, it's weird to say that, but I mean, it doesn't work when I crouch. And here we go, no visibility. I cannot see anything when I do this. I mean, I can see, but seriously, this is... I don't even know where anybody is right now. The guy gonna throw dynamite right at me and it's not working out. Well, see, it would be nice if I could say it was over, but it's not over. And that's another reason why I feel like so tense right now, because I'm gonna have to get back on this thing. I've heard before that, I thought I've read like, you know, there's two people who appear by the bus, for instance, and I thought one time I read like you could shoot them and then get on the bus. I don't know. For me, the only way out of this is to like kill everybody. Oh, man. I just want them to all be in front of me, so... I cannot have people behind me. That's the problem. Now, my stun bolt is at level 4, so they will be stunned for a long period of time. This is just a matter of now getting rid of the rest of them. You know, the music's still playing, so I'm thinking like, oh my god, somebody's gonna jump out. Wow. Okay. I feel a lot better right now. I say that and watch an Axel just fly to somewhere and kill me. I'll just reload now and not... Oh man. Well, at least there's lots of green gel. Yeah, I haven't found, I'm talking to myself right now, but, you know, I've ran up to the bus before, and there's two people that usually hang out by the bus. During the second time, when you get off the machine gun and more enemies appear, and before I went back on it, I've tried just shooting them and getting on the bus, because I thought, like, one time I read something like that, but I've never been able to do that. I even came to this side, I believe. I've always had to get back on the machine. Well, it seems like I've always had to eliminate the enemies, first and foremost, which I always get back on the machine gun to do that, but, it doesn't seem like I can get on the bus unless the whole area is clear, I guess is what I'm getting at. So, this is the point when you get on the bus, and, there's a trophy called Not a Scratch on her. I forget what it says for some of the trophies, like, and I mean the bottom. If you look on the bottom of the trophy list, there's a lot of chapter-specific trophies. And, it'll say Not a Scratch on her, and I forget what it says for the description, but it might be hard to even make out what to do, and on some of them it is. A lot of those trophies are easier to do on casual mode, especially if you're playing New Game Plus, but... And for this one, the real, you know, thing that's kind of frustrating is, and why this would be good to do it on casual too. Basically, you can't hit any of the haunted. That's the thing. You can hit the bus against the rails. You can hit. It's not about getting no damage to the bus. It's just you can't hit any of the haunted in the street. I would imagine that on casual mode, there's going to be less haunted to dodge with the bus. But it's not only that, because if you hit one and you're aiming for the trophy, you probably want to pause it and go back to the autosave. Going back to the autosave means going back to the back of the ambulance and having to do this entire sequence again before being able to do this. Because there's no checkpoint. I don't believe you can die on this sequence. I've never died. But this is why, again, why it would be easier on casual, because that entire sequence I went through, like, I can't get hit once, and obviously if somebody climbs on the truck, all they have to do is touch me and I'm dead. So it's a lot easier to do on any other mode but this. The only thing I could say is, like, right when you pull the bus out, there's usually a haunted in front of you. It's good to steer the bus right to the right immediately. And then from that point on, just dodge them. I'm probably not going to dodge all of them here. And this playthrough isn't about getting any other trophy. It's a playthrough on this mode. And I am doing upgrades, and I do that
Shit.
to make it a lot easier on myself in the later chapters. Now, this one hasn't been really very peachy for me. This is what I'm going to turn right immediately because there's going to be people there. If you happen to hit anyone, you have to probably reload to the autosave. I don't think I've hit someone yet, which is great, but I already have the trophy, so nothing will pop up. Did I really do that? Oh, I don't think I hit anybody there, so... If I was aiming for the trophy, I would pretty much not reload it at this point, and... Let me think here what I should do. Because again, I said something about doing it quickly, you know, it hasn't been a long time. Well, I'll save it first. Okay. Well, I always keep more than one save file. There's a lot of save files on here, but some of them also have to do with me and like, you know, with Twitch TV and having to export them. Like I always make sure like things are fine in case I have to. In the case that I would want to redo something, for instance, if a lot of audio was cut out or something didn't work, that I can go back and play through it. The next chapter sort of... I don't know, for me 11 and 12 are more combat-oriented chapters, especially in 12. I mean, you're jumping on a machine gun, it's... Yeah, I'm thinking of more like... maybe even older times with like horror games and for me, I'm not too into the combat, like action sequences. I kind of wish like it was all horror, but for anybody who's made it this far, I mean, that's pretty much, I mean, now it starts getting back into the horror appeal. It pretty much maintains it for the rest of it. At least that's the way I view it. So, I mean, for anybody who likes both the combat aspect and the horror aspect, this game is kind of a good mix-up of it. For me, I'm more into the horror, like, survival aspect, so... Once this chapter's completed, the rest, for my I mean, the way that I see it, it gets back into more of the horror part. So, I guess I'm just gonna go to the next chapter at this point because, I managed to get a section that was frustrating, relatively quickly. It's all relative, but, I wouldn't have been surprised if the entire part again were composed of me dying over and over again, and if it happened that way, it happens that way, and that's what it's part of, I guess, what this is all about. It's not, well, not about me showcasing me dying over and over again, but it can happen. It happens to me. Now, my first playthrough, when it got to the end, I mean, I died, I don't know the exact number. It was 600 something, it was probably close. I always say it's around 700 deaths the entire playthrough. So let's just go to the next chapter. It might make it a little more complicated when I do the video description, but no, I don't want to stop right now. So now this is going to get a little more creepy and quieter, and I should say this chapter, I've played this chapter a number of times, but I've done so on casual mode. I had another video I made. The entire video is just me going through this chapter on casual mode, because I found this to be a great place for anybody who's completed the game and is interested in, you know, upgrading everything, all of your weapons, everything, and even interested in doing a speed run. Especially if you've beaten this with the brass knuckles. Because in the video I have the brass knuckles. I mean, I should make one without them. This chapter is pretty short. I mean, it won't be probably because I'm playing on this mode. There's extra enemies and things to deal with, and if you're playing on casual, there's not a lot of enemies to deal with, and there are a lot of traps. And on casual, all of the motion sensor bombs, the needle goes slow. You can make out of here with about 30 to 40 trap parts on each playthrough, in addition to about 40,000 green gel. And really, it's about gaining without losing, because there are other chapters people play. For instance, take out chapter 7, where some people will say, you know, you can face the keeper and you can keep killing him over and over again and collecting lots of green gel. At the same time, you're probably depleting a lot of ammo. And in order to, you have to complete a chapter in order for everything to carry through. And I just found this a way, playing this chapter over and over, that I got a lot of green gel, I got a lot of trap parts, and I just basically prepared myself for what was kind of a quick in the dead speed run, which I did with brass knuckles, but once you have everything upgraded, and I started the game with 400 trap parts, which again, I said about, you get about 30 to 40 trap parts on this board. If you play it about 10 times, you're going to end up with that much. Running through the game in under 5 hours, I mean, at that point, the green gel becomes pointless because you have everything upgraded, and you have no need to kind of go disarm a trap just for parts. It's just about running through the game and getting through it as quickly as possible. So I guess just for me, there was just nothing to distract me. If I see green gel, I don't have any more upgrades to get, so it becomes kind of pointless. That's basically what it was all about. I'm not going to be able to go through it as quickly on this mode because there are more enemies, and again, they're more aware and they're faster, and where there was one Ruvik clone, there's now 2. The keeper in the fridge probably has to be, I believe, knocked down 3 times. On casual mode, you only have to knock him down once. If you go into the fridge with your magnum, at least your damage level at 4, I found, 1 bullet to his stomach, and he'll go down, you can go through the elevator. So it makes it easier playing this chapter over and over again because there's 3 magnum bullets in this chapter. Doesn't sound like a lot, but when you play it over and over, usually then if you use one, you make out with 2 extra every time. It sort of adds up, so you can wind up starting your speed run, with magnum ammo, which you don't get the magnum until chapter 11, I believe. So you could start off with the magnum with all those parts and with everything upgraded, and especially if you have the brass knuckles, it makes it a lot of fun because you could just run around punching like every normal enemy. Now there are a lot of traps on this board. 1 shotgun shell. That's AKUMU mode. I see shotgun shells, I'm like, oh yeah, shotgun shells. And then I get up to it, it's like 1 bullet. Yeah, you should look at something. I am looking at something really quickly. It's obviously not going really quickly, but okay. Just to remind myself while I'm doing this, I get through a chapter like 12 and I'm kind of tense and running around. I'm not collecting any of the collectibles really throughout this well, that's not true. I'll pick it up when I see it, but that's not what this is about. But I am opening up with the lockers, and that's for me a way of making this a lot easier playing on this mode in order to get through this. Some of the earlier chapters can be a lot more challenging and harder in the respect that you don't have any upgrades at that point, and by this point in the game, I mean, with opening up all the lockers and taking the time to collect green gel and whatnot, you can have a lot upgraded, and it really doesn't even neutralize it. For me, it makes it easier, and it doesn't show in the last chapter, but I don't think really, especially in the particular section I was stuck on and kept dying, and I stopped it because I was frustrated, and upgrades at that point I don't know, they don't seem to make a huge difference, but they do on other parts. So for anybody who's done this without upgrades, again, that's awesome.
We won't know unless we get down there.
Sorry. No, that's incredibly awesome because I don't really know if I can do them. Maybe at some point I'll try it, but I don't know after I get through this playthrough, because I've been live broadcasting since the beginning, whether or not I would Want to embark upon a no upgrade for a playthrough. In fact, I don't know what I want to do after this. Nobody's in the room right now, so I can't ask. I heard there was some kind of or I saw it in the game. There would be some downloadable content, which perhaps involved Kidman. You get to play Kidman, and it might be interesting to do that in a live broadcast. I'm not sure if that's available yet. I would love to do that if it was available, because you know, I've played through this game like a couple of times, and I'm not saying that to brag. It's just I'm so used to the controls that you know, jumping to another game, having to get used to the controls. You know, it would be nice to kind of like work with the same controls and be able to do something right now. I don't know why I'm crouching towards the mirror. Like, it's not really that much of a threat. Well, it's not a threat at all. Yes, we know. Please don't say it. This place is dirty. I remember... It was on chapter 10 this happened. When you first wake up in here and it's really dingy and like the place is, you know, falling apart. It's like I'm dealing with all these enemies, the trauma and whatnot, and you know... Just a lot at that point kind of hitting you back to back. Come to the save room and the first thing, like, Sebastian starts...
I don't know if that was a bad...
Seems concerned about the state of the room and how filthy it is, and I'm thinking... I don't know. If I was being chased by, like, a 4 or 5-legged creature... You know, or things were coming out with hooks... Or whatever, even the normal haunted themselves, just having to run through this nightmare, and then coming back here and thinking... He's concerned about the room being filthy. It just... I mean, I don't know. Well, I haven't seen you in a while. No save room in chapter 12. So those 2 keys are from chapter 11. And there's 4 keys on this board. There was none in chapter 12. $15,000, good. The lowest amount you'll get from any locker is 5,000. Probably 1 or 2 of these lockers are closed, maybe because I took all the ammo. But for the most part, you see a closed locker here. It's a jar of green gel. There's a lot of green gel in these lockers. And the last locker gives you 100,000 flat out in order, you know, you could spend on upgrades right before the final section in chapter 15. You'll get the last key on chapter 14, I believe. So, I mean, in total, I mean, you could probably get about 200,000, I always think, from the lockers themselves. Oh, well, that's good. I actually was kind of hoping I'd open another one with shotgun shells. I kind of hope there's shock bolts in another one. 2 of these I should open should have magnum bullets. But again, I don't ever know how these lockers are ordered out, because people do, you know, they'll do a trick where, in order to get green gel earlier on, they'll save the game, which this is possible. I don't know if it's possible to do. I don't know if it has to be a certain level of the lockers, or how this works, or what chapter you're on. I never get this. All I know is that, I mean, all I know. I mean, to me, it would seem that there's a finite amount of green gel in the lockers. I guess it's just a way of getting it earlier. where you can reload the save file and open up the same locker again, and sometimes when you open it, something different will appear. And now, I don't know if that happens on every level of the lockers or whatnot, but I guess it's just a way of getting stuff earlier. Okay, so I want to keep... The only thing I don't like about the fact that, you know, I started up a broadcast on an autosave, the only thing I don't like about that is that if there was a problem, for instance, I started up this one on an autosave, that, I can't go back to it and start from that point. If there was a problem, which would, in all of these videos, would, there'd be a gap, which wouldn't be good. So I'm going to sit in the upgrade chair because I am trying to raise my Magnum. This is the point. I'm going to be using the well, I might use it on... It depends. I don't know when I get to the keeper in the fridge what I'll do. If one Magnum bullet will take him down each time, then using 3 of them is fine. I'm thinking of the Chapter 14 boss, the 2 keepers at the end of Chapter 15. Possibly hitting down the chainsaw guy when he drops the rocket launcher. So... I don't know. The Chapter 14 boss on this mode will probably take about 7 hits. So, if the reload time is that long, the clip capacity is going to have to be up. It's good to have it at level 4, probably at everything, except the reload, as long as you make the clip capacity high enough. And the fire rate, I'm not sure with the accuracy for what I'm doing. It makes it. I mean, if I'm aiming at the ball, I'm in a large boss in front of me. How I never get how the accuracy works on this fully, because I could see the you know, on screen it kind of waving around, but I'm not sure if it does that even when you raise the accuracy, or it's a matter of there's some system set up where the chance of you hitting an enemy is higher, and the what do I call it? Should I call it the reticle, or it still waves around the screen anyway? So my Magnum, I mean, is at level 4 on everything except for the accuracy and the reload time. Now, I don't know if the accuracy is important or not. I'm not sure. I'm kind of hoping it's not. Yeah, well, if shotgun ammo's laying around, I'd like to have more. Okay, I think I'm good. I think I'm good, but I think I'm good. I think a lot of things. I think I'm good, and then I'm not good. I say, yeah, I'm good, and then, you know, I happen to just run over a tripwire. It just doesn't really... Okay, I definitely... This is a good chapter, again, to get trap parts, because, yeah, 36 is good, I guess, but, I'm thinking about... On chapter 14, I'll probably use some... It really depends. I mean, it could be really easy to just blow through the bolts, depending on which ones you make as well. Like, I'll use shock bolts in certain places a lot, and I know they're 4 trap parts each, so if you think about it, I could just blow my bolts with, what, 9 of them? By making 9 of them? That's good to go. I don't know how I feel. Obviously from my voice you can tell how excited I am. Maybe I'm just worn down from chapter 12. Or maybe not, because my voice is pretty monotone for the most part. Which really helps me with the ratings, but oh well. So, I'm with Joseph, but fear not, you don't have to protect him. In fact, I'm gonna get separated from him, right up here, somewhere, soon. But this is the point you'll reach when you know, start to get what I'm saying about how many trap parts you can get. I don't know what I'm gonna do about... I would like to disarm the motion sensor bombs, and I do that when I can. My confidence level on them is about... I stand a pretty good chance of disarming them without having them blow up, but when there's a lot of enemies around and I've eliminated them, and seeing what I've done becomes a bit more tense, thinking like, I'll have to go back to the checkpoint and do what I just did over again. And I'm thinking of a particular part that's coming up where there's going to be enemies.
Acid?
And how on this mode, there's 2 rivet clones, and there's more enemies, I believe, that come out. So I might not worry about it. It's not just the traps, there's parts lying around. And the keeper's on this chapter, so he drops his little traps, his little snares on the ground, which really, now that I'm thinking about it, I believe in chapter 7 I happen to run into one of them. And this is on AKUMU mode where it's one hit, you know, you're dead. I think I ran into the trap and I didn't die. Like, it gave me time to get out of it, in which case, you know, it's never good to run into it anyway, but I wound up dying because the keeper killed me, And in chapter 12, you know, when the heresy or spider-like creature drops the leeches out of his stomach, out of the acid, or whatever you want to call them, I think at one point I managed to have one of them on my leg that I had to shake off, and that didn't kill me. Those are the only 2 instances I've found so far where getting hit or getting snared by something doesn't seem to kill you. It gives you time to get out of it. But these are only the keeper's traps that I'm talking about. If it's a bear trap and you step into it, it's death. I kind of want a picture like that in my room. Not really. Actually, it's not good. Sorry. Oh. So I'm getting to the point where I'm going to be separated from Joseph, which...
Jesus. What could cause this much damage? Is that a subway sticking out of the ground?
Yeah, but look how it's positioned. If we can get over there, we might be able to use it to get across.
Let's just concentrate on getting out of here.
I don't know, I always find myself apologizing for that, because sometimes I'm like clearing my throat and doing stuff. Just to reiterate, I mean, I have pretty bad allergies. And I've started getting allergy shots weekly again, like I did when I was a child, so I'll probably have to do that for a year or more, or I don't know. It's really just not that, it's like, I get... Not that this really matters or has anything to do with the game. And my throat gets dried out very easily. I don't know. You shoot that. Get that one bullet back. Anytime there's ammo laying around, and I can see it, I try to make use of the ammo that, like, I just see lying around, because that way if I deplete anything I can get it back. But, handgun bullets for a lot of situations just don't seem to be that great. I shouldn't say that they are for... I don't know, it's hard to say. There's a lot of very specific situations where they're much more useful to use, and it would be kind of... Again, there's not a lot of ammo lying around here, and... I'd rather use a handgun bullet than a shotgun shell. Like, I would have rather have... When I got to the last sequence when Laura was chasing me, and I had to shoot the levers, and
I see another way down. I'll meet you on a lower level.
I think I did this on my first playthrough too. I just used my shotgun to hit the levers. Now, it's better to use the handgun. Handgun ammo can be found a lot more in this. I just, with her running twice as fast after me, and with the bear traps, I just don't have... maybe I didn't I don't know, aiming it at the levers and whatnot, I just didn't feel confident about it, so I just used my shotgun, but
Damn it. First Kidman, now.
I'm gonna come up to the sequence where there's gonna be enemies around the area. Now this is really, in this chapter, the only area where there's a decent amount of enemies, and which is why I was emphasizing, you know, I did this video for this chapter on casual mode, which is really about gaining a lot and not losing anything in the process. Because there's just trap parts and green gel everywhere on this chapter. Probably less on this mode, but again, yeah, I didn't do it on this mode. If you're playing New Game Plus, I mean... Doing this on casual mode is much easier if you're just going about for collecting purposes. I gotta get in a stealth mode here because running around with the combat in chapter 11 and 12, this is now back to more of a I guess it's good to keep quiet. I don't really want to... These enemies have guns, and I'm gonna set this up. Again, my harpoon bolts are at level 5. This is what I use to take out the Ruvik clones. I've read that you can sneak kill the Ruvik clones, which, if it's possible, would be good for this part. I think I didn't really give it a full try. I tried sneaking up behind one, but he turned around very quickly, and I don't know if you just have to do it really slowly, or it could be a myth. I've never done it before. But then again, that doesn't really mean much, because they always say I'm not like, you know, an expert or anything, and I don't know. So, he has a gun, and that's never good, especially on this mode. Their aim is pretty much dead on. Now, if I was playing this on survival or casual, I would just run in front of him probably and make myself noticed and have him run through this tripwire. But again, that's, you know, you get parts from this, but that's not really the real reason to. I've made him aware of me, and I've had him run through the tripwire on this mode, and it doesn't kill him, or at least from my experience. I mean, he took damage obviously from it, but he was still standing, which isn't good, because now he's aware of me and he has a gun. I don't know, it's odd. Okay, well, there's a guy on the ground there, some guy, and he's dead. He's in the keeper's trap. Which makes me think again, like, I can get snared in that, and this is AKUMU mode, and it doesn't seem to... I have no idea how he noticed me. This is, again, with the awareness level of these enemies is pretty good, and you know what? I'm gonna die. This is me just saying, okay, well, I don't know, sometimes I'm just standing there waiting for him to kill me, and he's not. Maybe I'll see if this works. If this doesn't work, then I'll just die. Sometimes I get a little bit... Especially, like I said, jumping from a combat-oriented chapter where everybody's kind of aware of me and I'm not doing a lot of stealth killing and whatnot. It's easy for me to just get in a mindset. I'm not hiding very well, and you know, it's easy to move fast and... Ruvik clone's going to notice me. Harpoon bolt. Bye. The one good thing about the level 5 harpoon bolt too as well, I mean there are other ways to take him out. Probably might do it. I'm not sure. Harpoon bolt's only 2 trap parts. And it's also a stealthy way of taking out enemies. There's no... That's not going to alert any of the other enemies around the area when I do that. So... This is kind of funny though. I'm thinking about these Ruvik clones, or doppelgangers. This goes to show you like how much I'm... When I played this on my first playthrough on survival, I actually did this whole section and just avoided the Ruvik clone, and I didn't even try to kill him because I don't think I even believed that I could kill him. Like, I wasn't thinking to myself that's a doppelganger or a Ruvik clone. I just thought it was Ruvik. Which is kind of odd because when you look at it, that's not the first time he appears. It's in chapter 11 when he appears. When, you know, after you get away from the fish, he appears in the area. If you take him down, all of the other guys disappear. So I had to have taken him down there. But I think what happened was I threw a freeze bolt somewhere and hit a bunch of enemies and he got caught in it, or... It just never stuck in my mind that you could actually take them down at first. So yeah, I stealthed my way through this whole area with having the Ruvik clone there and didn't even... Which made it a lot longer. And obviously, looking back, that's not what I had to do. I just didn't know I could actually kill them. Maybe it's again because I was confusing it. Maybe I thought it was like the real Ruvik or something. I don't know. See, this is the thing. There's enemies around here, and I might not even bother with the motion sensor bombs. But on this mode, there's more enemies that spawn. So I'm just worried because I kind of have an idea of where these enemies are. But what happens is if you take out some of them, and sometimes I've seen more enemies will spawn, and sometimes I've run down this hall when I've gotten spotted, and I've ran into another one coming out this way. I wonder if this is all, you know, a function of how well that I do this without getting noticed. It always makes me think, well, if I get noticed by an enemy, then more will come out. I'm pretty sure, even if I don't, though, there's going to be some others that just appear on this mode. I don't know why he's not grabbing that. Oh, this is kind of... There's one over by the door. There's one that will be able to see me if he passes by there. If I go outside the door... And again, there's two Ruvik clones in this area instead of one, so one of them's gone. I gotta take this a little bit slower. You get through chapter 12 and 11, it's very fast-paced, and probably you get in that kind of tense, like, mindset, and I can't be really running around here. Especially since they are armed, and, you know, it's like they shoot at you, and their aim is pretty much dead on. I'm waiting for that guy. There's a guy that, through that hole in the wall or gap, he's pacing through that alleyway. So if I happen to even go to stealth kill this guy, that guy will notice me. Well, I don't know, throwing this bottle might attract more than one, though, enemy. Yeah, that's not good. Oh, well, it attracted a Ruvik clone as well. It's... Oh my god. No. That's the guy I wanted to attract, and I just attracted everybody else. This is gonna be... Did I just get noticed? Oh my god. Death. I don't... I mean, I'm questioning how I got noticed. I'm starting to think maybe I didn't get noticed and he was just growling. But then I started to sprint, and at that point I just made noise. Really, in this chapter, this section in and of itself is probably the most challenging. There's a river clone to the left of me. Level 5 harpoon bolt, quiet, one hit, Rubik clone, gone. Even if he does notice you, and he starts surging, the claws come out of him, once you hit him that disappears. I don't want to hit him on the bed. I've done that before. I hit him on the bed, I think. He drops a decent amount of green gel, not, you know, too much, but it goes behind the bed. And yeah, I mean, this isn't a trick. This bolt at level 5 adds fire damage. It does cost a lot, but I find it in certain situations to be a lifesaver, but I just did. That's the 30th time what I've done that. That's not what I wanted to do. It's a good idea to burn corpses that are on the ground, like, I mean, ones that, you know, I haven't already taken out, but the circle button, I usually push it to put my weapon away. The circle button's the same button to light a match, so I do that on top of a body and I light a match. I've done that a lot. It's not good to waste matches. Well, on this mode, it's not really good to waste anything, but okay. Oh well, there's matches here. I don't know how to... There's one thing I can do here. I guess this... I don't know if this is the best way to go about this. I can attract his attention and have him chase me. And hopefully he'll slowly walk back to his place after hiding. I don't know. Okay, that didn't work out well. I ran into the wall and got stuck. I mean, and again, I mean, if I was playing on survival or casual, I would probably just make this guy aware of me. And he'd run towards me and run over this tripwire. And he'd die. On this mode, from my recollection, he'll just run over the wire. He'll sustain damage. He won't die though, so he'll just still be standing there with the gun. That's not good aim. I could not even get my aim on him. I just messed it up. Oh well. For me, that's a matter of perspective. I wasn't so much concerned about the surge, I just couldn't even see in front of me, really. So... Okay, that kind of makes me a little bit upset. Did he kill himself? Nope. I guess I'm just gonna do that from now on. That's not even what I intended to do. I'm surprised he kind of... That's the thing on this mode, though. Their awareness is a lot greater. Sometimes I feel like it's extrasensory perception, but I guess this really isn't the greatest hiding place, but You can look at me. I'm just looking around the corner to see if anybody, I don't know, sometimes, like I mean, extra enemies appear. I don't know when they do or what the conditions are, really. I mean, I can't go down the hallway without disarming the acid trap, which is on the other side, so... that would have been nice. I was just looking out the window to see if there was a connecting balcony. I mean, that would have been interesting. Could have employed a different tactic, but I don't know. I don't know. Kind of only wanted to attract one, but that's not going to happen in this case, it seems. I'm not going to... I kind of messed up that opportunity. Yeah, I'm not happy. I don't really want to be wasting a lot of bullets doing this, but... I mean, it's pretty much one hit kill with the harpoon bolts, and it is only 2 trap parts, and there's a lot of trap parts in this board. I'm just anticipating the future chapters, too. I certainly don't want to go into chapter 15 with no parts. I mean... Why does it feel like there's a guy... Oh, no, no. Yeah, on casual or survival mode, that wouldn't even happen. The extra enemies come out, and this makes it a lot more difficult. I'm screwed. I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna work. Apparently not. Great. How am I still alive? I don't even know. What, you know? My stun bolts are at level 4, so they stay stunned for about 13 seconds. Pretty much kill 3 people. If there were a third enemy, that wouldn't be possible. Would I just... I mean, if they were just... I didn't know how many were chasing me. But... No, no, no. Oh my god. What? Oh my god. That's really frustrating. So evidently, whoever came out before, whatever enemy spawned actually set a trap that wasn't there before. That's... You know what? Instead of having you run through here, which... I'll at least, what, get one part back from this? From the bolt? That's... well, 2 parts, bolt back. Yeah, you too. So now I'm gonna do this little different. I'm gonna throw the bottle where I did before, except now I'm just gonna throw the stun bolt. If 2 of them, even if 3 of them come out, unless the Rubik clone comes out too, that's not really gonna help me out. But I don't want them to look at me because they have a crossbow and a gun. Alright, I don't know how that guy got out of the stun that quickly. That kind of, unless he didn't get hit by it. That just... I hit 2 of them with the stun bolt earlier. It's level 4, they stay about 13 seconds. So he didn't get hit, I don't know. Maybe I'm really just in a dead zone in my head. Maybe. Just going through this on this mode all the way from chapter 1 again. I'm broadcasting and finding myself. Maybe I'm just worn down. I think I... Can't go through there. Maybe... I don't know, I stand here. No, that didn't work out. I'm really surprised they're not opening the locker. They did that before. And somehow I managed to live. I just messed that up totally. I don't know, I think if I can... Oh, there's an extra enemy. This is kind of a puzzle in and of itself, really. Well, I don't think at this point that I'm going to be interested in disarming the motion sensor bombs. I mean... There's really a lot going on here. And to have it blow up in my face, especially, you know, I get over to the bomb. I don't know what to do here. One, two. They kind of came together. If they turn around at the same time, it makes it a lot easier. Okay, they both are stunned. While that certainly helps. Oh, there's going to be another enemy. If they're going to appear now. Oh no. The only way I can get behind this guy is if nobody notices me from that end. I guess it's just a matter of like paying attention to every single angle and corner. I mean, now again, this guy wouldn't be here if this were on casual mode, definitely. I would imagine survival mode too. I mean, nightmare mode I can never speak of. I never played nightmare mode. Now would be the best time to step in a bear trap, I can tell you that. There is a bear trap over here or something. I should get rid of the Ruvik clone. I don't know if... I don't know if there's a guy pacing behind that door anymore. Because if he is, he's gonna notice me. If I don't... Everything feels so risky right now. Oh my god. Oh, Ruvik clone. There's the second one. There should be no other enemy that spawns. I say that, but that's not good advice. Or I should always expect more to spawn. Oh, there's a guy with bombs behind his back too, I think, behind that cart. Yeah. I just saw an explosive bolt. He has explosive bolts on his back, and I just missed him. I can hear another enemy, and I really hope... I don't know what I'm... I mean, I don't know if that's the enemy crouching with the explosive bolt, if there's somebody else around me. It might be good to disarm this so I could run through this hallway. That makes things a lot easier. That doesn't make things safe, but... Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm wondering if there's a guy pacing that room. Usually there is, but because the Ruvik clone was around here, I don't... Is that supposed to be a substitute, or I don't know if... There doesn't seem to be another guy in there. Of course, I'm asking myself these questions. There's a bear trap. There should be a grenade over here, which is good, because yeah, I only had one. And I'm really all about efficiency and conserving ammo, but really, I guess one of the reasons is, again, in preparation for certain chapters, in which case I wind up blowing it. I mean, you know... So there's a motion sensor bomb right there. I guess the guy in the hallway is gone. That's one of the guys that ran out. I'm not going to disarm that because, oh, if it blows up in my face, I'll be very upset right now. I don't even know if I can get a good shot on this. Oh, man. You know what? No risk, no reward. Watch, it'll blow up in my face. Oh, thank you. Every 2 parts, that equals a harpoon bolt or a stun bolt. My confidence level obviously is a little higher with those than it was at some other previous date. I usually think to myself there's about like a 30% chance it'll blow up in my face. Now at this point, like, if it had blown up in my face, that would have to go all the way back and deal with all those enemies again. I have to blow this guy up, but I don't know who's gonna come out. Oh my god, come on. This is ridiculous. Seriously? I'm really not happy right now. I'm hoping that this guy will go away. He might be the only enemy left on this floor. I hate getting in these lockers. I cannot tell. I can't see anything. But I can hear the heartbeat. What does that mean? Does that mean he's closer? I don't... It would be interesting if that's the case, because then if it stops, then I would assume he's farther. I don't know. I hope another one didn't come out. Oh no, 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 no. And again, one time I died, there was another trap set around the area, and now... Alright, that looks like the guy that ran after me. Okay, there he is. Man. Please tell me that's the only one. Are you serious? Alright, that really bothers me. I just heard him make a noise. It just seemed like he noticed me. Oh, man, that sounded pitiful. But you know, at this point, I can't tell. Sometimes I hear them, and it sounds like they get all riled up, and I automatically think they're aware of me. So then the reaction is to get out of there. But if they weren't aware of me, then I sprint away. The sprinting in and of itself raises their awareness, so I'm gonna have to... Oh, what am I doing? I'm just gonna have to throw a bottle and distract them. I mean, that's sort of what I should be doing. Where's there a bottle? There's one on the table over there. Oh, wait a minute. There might be more than one of them. I'm not sure now. Maybe this is what the problem is. Oh. Man. There is two of them, isn't there? Not good. This should be the last enemy. I guess that was causing the problem. I was trying to sneak up on the one on the left. I didn't realize the one on the right. And I guess I was thinking, I don't know, maybe the Rubik clone, like I said, maybe substituted for the other guy. I shouldn't think that. It's just an addition. It's always an addition. Not always, but I don't know. It's... Alright, I have to be careful. There is another bomb over here, right, on the wall. Let me disarm this. Very upset. Again, I don't know. What do I think? I'm gonna squeeze green gel out of them, but there's that. There's a bear trap. Right? Where's the bear trap? It might be gone. There should be a bear trap. Of course, if the enemy runs over it, then... I kind of wish they didn't run over it, because that's 2 extra parts. There's no way I'm doing this right now. Do I have to shoot it? No, but I always worry what another enemy's gonna come out, and then I'm just gonna run, and then it's gonna blow up in my face. Usually about right here there's a bear trap. I guess one of the enemies ran over it. It's kind of depressing. It's extra parts. I'm just going back here because I don't know. Did I go in here and take this stuff? I guess. Well, stuff. I think there's only one thing in here. Oddly, there are 4 keys in this chapter, and one of them actually is noticeable from the other room, but you have to be downstairs to get it. Okay. I don't know, it's probably the most tense moment for me in this chapter. I say that now, and then what? I'm gonna wind up in a situation like... I mean, the keeper in the fridge is gonna be kind of a pain, because you have to knock him down 3 times, but... that would be terrible to step in that right now. Again, there's parts lying all around. It's not just the traps, and green gel, lots of green gel. More parts. Green gel. Green gel. Well, that's not anything to be surprised about. A lot of the boxes will be empty. Well, boxes can be empty on any mode, but I usually expect them, on this mode to be more empty than, they normally would be. So, down here will be a sigh of relief at one, because it should hit a checkpoint. Look at me, look how good I am. Wasn't that amazing? That was amazing. See, in this you don't have to deal with any enemies. I mean, the keeper's down here and that looks bad, but you just... Oh wait, there is an enemy down here on this mode. You don't have to deal with the keeper. I mean, you just don't want to get him riled up or get his awareness. I always forget there is an enemy here though, and at least I hit a checkpoint. These are the keeper's things on the ground. Again, I believe, from my experience, you can actually, even on AKUMU mode, step in them and not die, but they do give you extra parts. It's not good to step in a trap anyway, because you just wind up getting caught there. This probably isn't the best. I don't know. There could be a... I don't want to run over a tripwire. there is a tripwire. There's possibly 2 down here. I don't know if hitting it would actually kill you. It's just a matter of alerting the keeper. At this point, it's a matter of just him waiting till he leaves. And then you can get the first key. There's one here. There could be another one. Is there? I don't know. I should expect there to be 10 more. He should walk away if you just sit here. I don't know what happens. I've alerted him before, and he chases after you, and I don't know. Can you? I don't even know if you can actually take him down or kill him, or whether it's just that's it. I mean, maybe you can. I have no idea. Of course, I'm asking myself the question right now. There's no one in here. Okay. So, again, with the as far as enemies, and again, this is a lot more, what can I say, painful or, you know, stress-inducing or whatnot on this mode for the extra enemies and for the one-hit kill and 2 rivet clones, the extra traps. On casual mode, though, that section above, that for me was pretty tense. That's the place where there's the most enemies. There's not many enemies to deal with on this board. Generally, on this mode there's always more enemies to deal with, but so here's the first key. On that note, yeah, that made a lot of sense, but you can actually see that statue from the above floor in one of the rooms. I didn't really look at it, but big jar of green gel. Now I'm trying to think. When I went through this on casual mode and was collecting green gel, I'm trying to really think if some of those big jars, like the one I picked up, gave me 2,000 instead of 1,000. I mean, it's always... They do give you less on this mode, so that's quite possible. Because I'm really thinking, and I'm pretty much... If I look back in the video, it would confirm it, that... I mean, you can... The jars of green gel on this board, not all of them, but big ones like that, I mean, I believe they would give you 2,000 instead of 1,000. So again, the keeper drops these things, and this is just extra parts. That's the way I view it. Unless he's directly attacking me and he's dropping them all over the place. At that point, I mean, because they take a little longer to disarm, you know, than a bear trap would. And this takes quite a while. Now, you're not going to be able to go, you're going to have to go through a crawl space, but a bunch of rats should come out here. I only point this out because I try to stomp on them, as many as I can. Rats will drop green gel, and I believe sometimes even ammo, so I guess it's good to give it a try. Here they come. And I probably didn't do too well there, because I just started coughing, and that just made the rest of them go away. So, well, that didn't work out. It sounds like I hit one, but I guess even on AKUMU mode, a rat can take like 20 hits. I mean, I don't know. It's... Should be some more green gel on the right.
Kidman, are you in there?
Well, I'm gonna pause it because I have to go tinkle. The only thing I hate about doing this is every time I take the headset off, I come back and I think, I don't know, is the microphone working? Um, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Although there's no one in here. And when I left, there was no one in here. Kind of suck if, thinking to myself, while I was gone, 20 people came in here at one time, and then saw the game paused and were like, we're getting the hell out of here. Probably heard some shaking in the background, yeah. I took some headache medicine. This whole broadcasting experience is relatively new to me. And, I've been doing this whole AKUMU playthrough, and I did 2 videos before this. And I'm just not, I guess as far as headsets, I mean, this is really my first good headset. And I shouldn't even say headset. The only thing I had beforehand were microphones. So nothing that outputted volume to my ears. I don't know, I guess maybe the pressure of the, the headset against my skull is sometimes giving me a headache. Or maybe it's just my voice. Maybe I'm just giving myself a headache by talking. But, so where were we? Kidman? No, Kidman's not in there. So soon there's going to be a save room. Now this is the point up here where the three, well, on this mode you see there might not be 3 magnum bullets. It might only be 2.
Guess I better climb down.
Which is why when I did the video, I mean, I went through it on casual mode. There's more green gel, there's just more of everything available, and I wouldn't be surprised if I open this case down here, if there's less than 3. I kept playing through this chapter over and over again, and every time I come across the case, there would be 3 bullets. And it never sounds like a lot, but Magnum ammo, it just really isn't lying around in general, whatever mode you're playing in. Oh, it is 3. Well, I guess it's the same. That's really good news. I don't know how that's good news. I still wouldn't recommend. I don't know, as far as collecting green gel and trap parts, or if you want to call it farming for it in order to do upgrades, I mean, it would be more challenging to do with this chapter over and over again on this mode, but I mean, I guess it was a matter of getting through. This chapter's not very long and you can go through it pretty quickly. There's not a lot of enemies and you just don't blow, a lot of ammo. And you just wind up, it's really more about gaining and not losing anything, so...
No, not that way.
Not that you don't lose anything in any absolute sense, but it's really, it's not, for instance, alright, I'm gonna go get 50,000 green gel at the expense of all of my ammo. You don't really have to expend that much in this chapter. Especially on casual mode. On this mode, it's a little different, but...
He loves tormenting others. Has to let them know he has the upper hand.
I can't skip this, so...
He's out the gate, gets his victim all worked up.
It's not because I'm mesmerized, it's just there's no... there's no way to skip this.
It was happening to me. I could see what was going on. I could see it, but I couldn't turn back. I had to know. I had to know the truth, and he knew it.